the
stall.
stall.
Oh my God,
Yes.
I do the same thing.
Go to the
I
stall.
thought I was the only one.
No, I don't go to. The only time I go to the urinal is if there's only urinals available, and
The only time I do this if I'm in there by myself.
or that, yeah. But that's the only way I'll go.
Or if they have those big dividers in between, like those big tall dividers,
Yeah.
then I might do it then. But some bathrooms don't even have the dividers. It's just like a row of urinals. I'm like,
I know.
no.
And actually, not every time. What am I saying? Every time. I mean, several times in my life, I've been to those urinals in gay places, and guys are starting to look over, and I'm like, what are you doing? Stop looking over here. And so, to me, when you go to a normal place, a straight place, a non-gay establishment, it's just weird to me, and so I just don't have any desire to do it. I just don't do it. But yeah, I thought it was just me too, Jason. So it's good to know. It's good to know.
I'm sure it's a lot of people then. So we should. I'm down for a open-minded in between restroom.
Well, then again, that's the thing about that though is I'm fine with that too. But I am very like, I see women differently than most men because I'm gay, and so I don't want a girl looking at my dick. I just don't. And a lot of gay guys could care less. They could care less. I care. So I don't want a girl looking at my penis. And so for me, I wouldn't want to use a co-ed bathroom either. Can you imagine a stall? First of all, did you know they make female stalls where you can squat? I mean, urinals. I'm sorry, urinals.
I don't visit the
I'm just saying
the female side that often, so
they make them.
I think they have those over like in other countries.
Yeah,
like Japan
in Japan,
Yeah.
yes, they have them there and some Middle Eastern places. And can you imagine like going next to some woman squatting while she pees? It just seems weird to me. I'm sorry, I don't know. It's just really hard.
See, my concern would be like going into a stall and then there's like somebody's used tampon just like sitting on the ground.
Well, they say that supposedly women's bathrooms are nastier than men's bathrooms.
have
I
heard
thought
that.
you were gonna say, they say that's good luck.
No, hell no. If I would have
The way you said that, I was like, what the fuck is he about to say?
No, if I would have seen a used tampon in the bathroom, I would
they say
scream.
that a bloody tampon is good luck. That's hilarious.
No,
that is really gross.
Bloody murder.
Yeah, I would too. Anyway, so speaking of crazy shit, I was talking to Jason. I mentioned this the other day to Jason, and he said he wanted to talk about it on the show tonight too. About Vivica.
I see how it is. Y'all having conversations without
No,
me.
it's just it was on the page or whatever. But anyway, Vivica Fox on
Yes,
Watch What Happens
let's
Live.
get to the bullshit.
Y'all go ahead. I don't know what to talk about. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so season premiere of Housewives of Atlanta came on this past Sunday, which was good. It was an opener. It wasn't anything dramatic going on. Just to kind of just let people know, where people were, that type of thing. So show came on. Fast forward to Watch What Happens Live. So the two guests that they had were Candy Burris and Vivica A. Fox.
Which actually, not to like, point my nose up or anything. I've actually met both of them. So that was like, when I watched the clip, I was like, oh my God, I've met everyone in this except Andy Cohen.
And were they nice?
Yes. Vivica was very nice. Her cheekbones did look like Maleficent. So I'm going to give Candy more of that.
They do.
And Candy, it was both of them this year. I actually met Candy in Dallas at like a women's empowerment thing. And she was really nice. I didn't really get to talk to her that long because she was in a rush, but really nice. And much shorter in person than I anticipated.
She's
but that's
tiny.
besides the point.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jace.
Yeah, she's tiny. She's only like 5'1", 5'2". She's tiny. But anyway, so Watch What Happens Live comes on, and the two guests were Candy Burris and Vivica A. Fox. So they get to the point where, they ask three things about the celebrity, about personal stuff, or whatever the case may be. And everyone knows that if you do not know, Vivica A. Fox and 50 Cent dated back in the day, back in 2002, like over 10 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's because you might have been like 2 at the time. But back in the day, 50 Cent and Vivica A. Fox dated. It was very short lived. It didn't last long. So when they got around to the 3 questions that they asked the celebrities, Andy and everyone, come on, y'all know Andy is messy. Andy is a messy ass gay man. I'm telling you,
he is. Yes.
So then he says, he asked Vivica the question about, because they had the thing saying that Empire ratings had dropped the second season because of quote unquote gay stuff, according to what 50 Cent said.
Right.
So Vivica Fox said, well,
Which,
First of all,
hold on. To be clear, the reason that he's asking her this question is because she's now a new character on the show.
That's correct. On
Right.
Empire.
So a lot of people don't know that. So he's not just randomly asking her this, but she's about to be on the show.
Right.
So that's why.
Right. So he asked her the question of, why do you think, season 2 Empire ratings dropped slightly because of quote unquote gay stuff, according to what 50 Cent said. And she said, well, first of all, it's like calling the kettle black.
And there's like silence.
And that was I was watching this, okay?
I was too.
And then, of course, Candy was like, what?
Candy goes, ooh.
Everyone's
ooh.
reaction was like, did I just hear that right?
Yes.
Like,
exactly. What? And then Candy will come just flat out and come out and say, she was like, so are you trying to say he's gay?
Are you trying to
I was
say,
like, Candy, oh my God.
She's like, so are you trying to say he's gay or whatever like that?
She was like, well, and then she just, and then Andy said, well, are you insinuating that he may have something going on? And then Vivica did like play with her hair and did
she
like
said, well,
strange look into the camera
yes.
for a moment.
And then she said, what she said was, well, all I got to say is that cover with Soulja Boy and 50 Cent kind of told
she said, well, he did a cover on Vibe magazine, which actually turned out to be XXL.
And she said it looked a little booty snatched.
Yeah, she was like, he was on the cover with Soulja Boy, and she said when I looked at it, I just kind of went, And then
she said booty
She
snatch?
did.
She was like,
what is the booty snatch?
She was like, yeah, he
gay.
looks like he might have been a little bit of a booty snatcher.
Yeah.
I said, oh. And then Candy's like, oh Lord, oh my God. I said, y'all about to send Candy into labor.
And she was like, okay. She's like, we're gonna have to talk after the show.
It was like, oh my God. She was like, we got to talk after
exactly.
the show.
I love Vivica Fox. She's so damn messy.
And then of course
her.
Andy's like, okay, Vivica Fox, you're now my favorite all-time favorite
you
guest.
can come back anytime.
Yes,
exactly. And it's ever since she said that, like, if the internet has blown up with this whole 50 versus Vivica thing, I mean, it's on every website.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's gay or not, but I mean, I don't think he is, but maybe he's got some tendencies. But
well, exactly. And then 50 came out saying that he tweeted something saying that she's calling me gay, but she wanted to lick my ass.
Exactly. No. Yeah, she wanted to lick my ass.
He said that.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's not really a comeback. You kind of just kind of. I was like, I feel like you're just kind of like confirming things.
Making it, yeah. Well,
Yes,
first of all, let's clarify, and I have to say, just because a guy likes anal sex does not make him gay.
Well, exactly.
So,
I mean, I agree with that.
Whether it's with a tongue or a penis, or I'm not penis, a tongue or a or a dildo or a finger or whatever. I'm sorry, it's just about what it feels like. That's all. But go ahead.
Exactly. So ever since then, they've been going back and forth, and 50 has been saying different things, and then he tweeted a picture of Vivica before she had plastic surgery and was saying horrible things. I mean, it was very high school the way they were going back and forth after the show.
Vivica is Petty Crocker.
She totally is. Yeah.
She's so damn petty.
She totally is. But that's what I like about her, because she is like that. And like, she was calling out Kenya on the show too for her cell phone. She's like, that bitch owes me $650 for my phone from Celebrity
She's still
Apprentice.
on that 2 fucking years ago.
Yes.
She's like, you still owe me $600, Trick.
Exactly. Anyway,
I was like, oh my God. So
it was.
I don't know. For some reason I just became Team Vivica. I was always Team Vivica, but at that moment I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, this made some good ass television.
She looked the house down. She looks so damn good in that clip.
She really does.
She really does.
Her face is kind of filled out a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah.
Those cheekbones.
Oof, I know.
But isn't she like in her 50s now?
Yeah, she's in her 50s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which just to be hearing a 50-year-old say "Soulja Boy,"
right?
Hilarious.
That's because she's on the pulse. She was in all that anyway. She knows about it. So let's talk about for a few minutes. Let's talk about Atlanta Housewives. I know you don't watch that, Christian, or do you watch it?
I do watch it, but I haven't seen the new episode.
Oh.
I'm so behind on anything Bravo reality show.
Well, let's just quickly review. Jason, you want to talk about it real quick?
So once again, Atlanta Housewives premiered this past Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time.
Right.
And of course, I was in my living room watching it. I mean, the episode was good. It was just kind of like just letting people know what was going on since the last episode. Mm-hmm. So they, you know, I didn't really write notes. I just want to go over some.
I want to talk about, like, for example, the houses. So there's Kenya has a new house she bought right across the street, practically from Sheree Whitfield's house, Chateau Sheree. And except for Kenya's is in a ditch.
It is. Oh, she bought a house. It looks like 15 murders have been committed there. And she's trying to build it and doing there's spider webs all over the place.
But wait. It is going to be an awesome house when she's done. It's like she's going to completely redo the house. It's a really modern house, which I'm totally into modern houses. Totally modern. It's going to be awesome. But the thing is...
That driveway, and Cynthia was in the passenger seat, and when they pulled up, Cynthia had this look on her face like...
Okay. Cynthia can't even go there.
I know.
Do y'all remember bar one?
Yes.
Don't even go there.
Yes.
But no, Cynthia was like, what in the hell? It was hilarious. In the confession, she was like, what in the hell is this?
And then later in the show, Kenya and Sheree meet up at Candy. Was it Candy's event? Or whose event?
No, it was Cynthia's. She was having a sunglass launch party.
Yeah, that's right. At her event, at Cynthia's event. And Kenya cannot help her bitch self, and she goes off on Sheree about her not having finished her house and how she owes all these taxes to the city, and the neighbors are all complaining because her house isn't done. Of course, Sheree chimes in on Kenya. Anyway, so Sheree starts saying, well, at least my house isn't in a ditch, bitch, you know, shit like that. Because her house is way down, like down on a hill.
It's like below sea level.
Or whatever. Yes.
It looks like that. Her house looks like it's below sea level.
Anyway, it was hilarious. And then, what was the other big thing?
Well, I know when they were on the way to the house, when Kenya and Cynthia were in the car, she was like, Cynthia was like, oh, you guys are going to become neighbors. So, and Kenya was like, yeah, maybe I need to get to know her because maybe she may need to borrow a cup of sugar or borrow some money on a light bill. I said, shade.
Yes. Borrow some money on a light bill.
Shade.
She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing.
Anyway, but the biggest thing I think about the show, this episode, was the thing with Cynthia and Peter. If you recall,
messed up.
I know. If you actually recall, if you follow the show or whatever, about a year ago, it was all over the internet. Peter was seen with this woman in Bar 1 in North Carolina, and he was like all up on her or whatever, and very inappropriately touching her or whatever, and kind of in her face. And it was all over the internet. It was released. And Cynthia finds out about it on the show, and she confronts him. Now, my problem with Cynthia is, and this is any woman or man who's in this situation where their man or girlfriend or whatever has cheated on you or somewhat cheated on you or been inappropriate or something. She just let him, she's like, I'm going to let you have it. You know, you're going to be dead when you leave here, that kind of shit. But she was all like, okay, whatever. Just don't do it again. And I'm like, how many times has this guy got to do this shit for you to get the clue? Don't you think he's a player or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I mean, have you ever been in a relationship where a guy has done that to y'all, where he's like, he keeps saying the same thing over and over again, and you stay? I mean, I would have been gone by now. Would you stay?
Oh, hell no.
No, I wouldn't either. I think she's weak.
Never in the cheating context. Luckily, that's never something I've really.
But I mean, just inappropriate behavior, though. Even.
Like, yeah, trust me, I made the mistake of, doing that one too many times.
Yeah, and I think that's a bad idea, and I'm sure you've
horrible.
Yes.
Learned my lesson.
And so the bitch is still there, and she's all, you know, we're good, marriage is hard, whatever. Yeah, but the guy obviously can't be trusted. So I'm sorry, I would not be putting up with that shit.
And here's another thing about it. Cynthia's sister Mallory came over.
She's
and
right
they
on
were
the money,
talking
by the way.
And Mallory is just as messy. She was like, well, are you attracted to your husband? And Cynthia was like, yeah, I'm attracted to my husband. And she was like, no, she said, do you love your husband? Cynthia said, yes, I love my husband. She was like, are you attracted to your husband? Cynthia said, yes, I'm attracted to my husband. Then she said, even with his clothes off.
And Cynthia said no.
And then Cynthia said no. I was like, why would you embarrass that man on TV like that?
She said no. And I'm like...
She was just being honest. I mean are y'all attracted to y'all husbands naked?
I mean, but don't say that on national television.
But I mean, exactly. She knows she's on a worldwide show.
You have cameras and microphones in your kitchen. Why would you say that?
She could have told her off camera that was not the case.
Exactly.
Because she's just trying to keep it interesting. Trust me, she's the next to go.
She is.
So she's just trying to keep the peach. All right.
So
Y'all
then,
leave her alone.
so then once she said that, then I got curious. I said, I wonder what